Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I want to tell you something I recently remembered. It basically involved me remembering the movie The Lovely Bones. If you've never seen the movie, personally, I like it. I don't know how most people felt about it, but I enjoyed it. It's something that came back to me because I was randomly flipping through Netflix and I saw that it was up there. I was like, The Lovely Bones, and then it just like clicked something in my brain. So basically this involves like someone I know. And basically, this was a little bit after I saw the movie. I was texting with someone and she was like, "Oh, how was the movie?" And I told her like, "Oh, it's a very pretty movie. It's so beautiful. Just all this like." Basically, I was describing the afterlife aspects of the movie. To me, they were like visually like the prettiest parts of the movie. But I was at the same time, I was like, "Oh, but it's like a super sad movie at the same time too. It's beautiful and sad." And that's just how I describe the movie, and I don't remember her exact words. Roughly speaking, she said something along the lines of basically like, "Oh, you're acting like such a girl, like when you're describing this movie to me. It's just like, oh, the way you're talking about it, like that's so girly of you." Which, you know, me being me at the time was just kind of like, "Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, I guess so." I got super depressed about it. If I were me now, I'd be like, "Wait, what? Fuck you." For one, that's very, that's kind of shitty to be like saying that. I mean, as a girl, you should know that's kind of shitty because that's you kind of stereotyping all girls, being like all girls get all descriptive and talk about movies like that, like, "Oh, it's like beautiful, the blah 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 blah," like saying what I said. Like, it's like you saying all girls are like that by you saying that statement. So that's kind of messed up. But at the same time, it's like, how dare you shit on me about like, how I felt about a movie. Because to me, what makes the whole thing even more ironic in retrospect is the fact of the matter is this same person would later on complain about the fact is that I'm not opening up to them and stuff. And it's like, wait, what? You literally make fun of me for opening up to you about how I felt about a movie, how it made me feel emotionally. And now that you want me to be opened up emotionally to you, now you have a problem with it when I don't open up emotionally. It's like, what do you want? Make up your mind. It's something I bury deep in my mind. Like I said, if I had never been flipping through Netflix and just happened to see The Lovely Bones, I never would have been like, oh, that would have never popped back into my brain. Because just the way she made me feel at the time, just like, I don't know, I guess in my mind it was just kind of like she was trying to emasculate me, because it's like, oh, the way I was talking about the movie wasn't like quote unquote manly. So I don't know, like it's still low self-confidence at the time, especially at that time. It just kind of beat me down. It's especially considering I was like a teenager at the time that movie came out, and it's like, as in your teenage years, your emotions are all over the place naturally anyway. So it's a very sad movie on top of that. So just all that contributed to that, and just to have her like say some crap like that to me, I was like, man, that's fucked up. Granted, this was all said through text, but like you can't like translate tone through text. Yes, you could, with emojis and whatnot, like, but there was nothing else like that. It's just those words themselves, and just like, oh, you're acting very girly when describing this movie to me. It's just like, she might have meant it in a very like teasing way, like, oh my god, you're such a girl for describing that, which is still kind of like iffy, but I could be okay with that. But me, I interpret it as like, oh no, like, you're such a girl, man up type of thing. That's how I interpret it, so it just kind of got me depressed. Granted, she might have meant it as the former, but I took it as the latter. So it's not like I hate her or anything like that for saying that. I mean, in retrospect, it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up for you to say, but it's not that big of a deal. But obviously it was a big deal to me at that time, because I buried that, like that memory. Like, sometimes you get those moments where it's like you remember that you remembered something. Like, there have been plenty of cases of where I've told stories on this channel. It's like I remembered them like a couple years after the thing happens, I forget, and then I remember them again. This is something I don't ever remember remembering. I know that's very confusing, but that's never popped up in my memory since that happened. And this was like, when did the movie come out? Like 09? So this had to be around 09 or 2010, something like that, when this whole thing happened. So my question to you guys is, have you ever been judged for your reaction to a movie? Like, have you ever watched a movie and you got teary-eyed about something that shouldn't necessarily be teary-eyed? I mean, I feel like in my example, it's understandable to cry in those instances, but has there ever been a situation where you cried at a movie where most people are like, why are you crying? Or has it been a case where there was a movie that it was acceptable to cry in, but someone still judged you about it anyway? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious. That's really all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.